How's it going, guys? Andre back here, and I literally just got back from the Samsung event over here that we had in Edmonton, Alberta. And I have to say that the people at Samsung are absolutely incredible. Great entertainment, great food, great drinks, and we also got to take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S10. So this is what this video is going to be about. Quick little rundown of what I saw, some things that I liked, some things that were meh, and yeah, let's just get right into it.
So as I mentioned, and this is kind of a personal thing, I do a lot of internet research, I read on DisplayMate. I feel that our phones are categorized by the screen quality. So this is the first phone with an Infinity O display. It has similar technology to previous phones. The big difference this year, and the one you'll see advertised a lot, so consumers will already know a little bit about this, is our support for HDR10+. This is the first phone in market anywhere that has HDR10+ support. And that just means if you're familiar with what HDR does to video quality, it makes the dark parts really dark, the light parts really light. It can do it all on the same screen, and it generally gives you a better viewing experience. A lot of televisions this year will be marketed with HDR10+ support. And it's important just to recognize that because a lot of content providers will also be advertising. Netflix, Amazon Video, YouTube, they're all going to start support for HDR10+ this year. So that's sort of how I would describe the screen, just having really, really good HDR quality. The next thing I want to talk about is a fingerprint scanner. Now we've talked about the fingerprint sensor a lot. You've probably seen it in a lot of different ads. It is a little bit different than fingerprint scanners that are out today. Our technology is an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, and an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor basically shoots sound waves out, and it's able to create a 3D map of the ridges and valleys of your actual fingerprint. It's the same basic technology as like an ultrasound, like medical ultrasound. So if you've ever had children, that you know of, you probably have half a dozen ultrasounds. That technology has been around a long time and sort of miniaturized and put it into our phone. There are two reasons I like to talk about fingerprint sensor, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. The first one is, it works really well in a lot of situations. So whereas today you have capacitive sensors, sometimes they don't like it when your hands are a little wet. Sometimes they don't like it if it's really cold out, or if your hands are a little bit dirty. And this year, actually last year, this year, you start to see in-screen fingerprint sensors that are optical. So they're basically shooting a camera and taking a snapshot. The reason I like this is that it works in more situations. Your hands can be wet, it's fine. If it's dirty, it's fine. If the phone's a little bit, messed up, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor tends to work in a wider range of situations. The other reason I like it is for security. This technology is really, really hard to spoof. And that's because this type of sensor is able to determine heart rate and whether you have blood flowing underneath your skin. So in this way, high quality photographs don't trick it. Molds, really high quality molds of your finger cannot spoof this. So those are the two reasons I like for ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. It's really easy to use. It works in a really wide range of situations. Plus, it's really hard to spoof. Our next feature would be our professional grade camera. Our professional grade camera on the Galaxy S10, it has a lot of different lenses. And I find that it can get confusing if you don't have sort of a reason of why there are so many lenses. So this is the reason I always convey to consumers. I always describe it as a full kit of lenses. Do you guys remember the last time you went to a wedding and there were professional photographers? You probably remember that they were probably wearing 2 or 3 different cameras. If you look closely, they're not different cameras. They're probably the same camera, but they have different lenses. And that's because different lenses provide different situations, like a really, really good photo in different situations. Sometimes you want a close-up lens for taking people's expression. Sometimes you want one that's far away, or sometimes you're taking a group shot where you need a really wide frame. That's sort of how I describe a full kit of lenses. You have one lens for every situation, and just like a professional photographer, you've never seen this at a wedding. A photographer stop, take the lens off of one camera, and put a different lens on. It's because if you take 20 seconds to do a lens change, you're not really doing a good job as a photographer. With our phone, it's the same thing. It's 1 second lens change. You just select, and just like a professional photographer, it's really, really quick to change. And if you have some sort of personal story to back that up, it sort of makes a lot of sense. The new lens that's in all 3 phones is our ultra-wide. Our ultra-wide lens, you probably heard it when you were in the back talking to Nick, is 123 degrees field of vision. So if you Google what the average human head's field of vision is, binocular field of vision, like both eyes open at the same time, it's about 122, so it's basically bang on. And the way I would convey this to a consumer is, if you've ever lined up a shot, and what you see is this big, wide open vista, but what you capture on screen is never quite wide enough, to fit it all in. That's the purpose of this lens, to sort of match up a little bit more what you see through the viewfinder to what's in reality. So it's a really, really easy thing to talk about. It's really easy to demo, and when you demo all three lenses together, it makes for an impressive demonstration. So this is my favorite feature, wireless power sharing. This is the easiest one I can talk to customers about because I use this for realsies. I travel a little bit, and if you guys go to hotels, sometimes, often, they only have one plug on the nightstand, which is terrible. With this, I can have my S10 charging overnight. I can put my watch on top of it, and it charges both at the same time. Or if I'm traveling with family, maybe I can charge my wife's phone at the same time.
So first off, probably the thing that impressed me the most is still that beautiful screen that they have. Super bright, very vivid. The colors are very nice and vibrant, not overly saturated, which is really good. And the brightness levels that you can adjust, super nice. You can actually go in broad daylight and use it at full brightness and still see your screen. Probably another fan favorite, not necessarily everyone's favorite, but a huge majority from the test that they told us, is that ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Now, what's super nice is that you can't really spoof it. You just put your finger there, and the way it actually does is just like a regular scanner that when you go to the doctor, it actually maps a 3D print of your thumb, and that's how you get in. So it's super secure, very fast, and very reliable. It shines a very small light, and it's not very noticeable. Or if you're using it in the dark, then it's not actually going to make too powerful of a brightness for you guys. The camera, super nice, powered from 13 megapixels in the front to 16 on the back. Very reliable. You've got multiple lenses, so you can literally get that wide angle of view that you're looking for. You can get nice up close and personal for the portrait. And the camera, Samsung always kills it. Just like right now, it's a huge flagship, right? So between the S10, the S10 Plus, the performance is unreal. The one thing that seemed a little bit odd to me at first is navigating the new UI. I have experience with Samsung before, and it definitely looked different, but a good different, right? It takes some getting used to the way the icons look, kind of like the layout of things. But it's a nice little skin that they got going on right now for Samsung. It's not that old TouchWiz that they had, and it worked really well. But again, it would just take a little bit of getting used to. Personally, I'm a huge advocate for battery life, and I think we gotta stop trying and pushing the screens to the absolute limits and try and give the users better battery lives. Like, if we can make phones last for 2 days on use, that would be fantastic. And with the Galaxy S10, we have a 34,000 milliamp hour battery, which is plenty of juice. And for the S10, you have over 4,000 milliamp hour, which is huge. And it also has a chamber cooler, so it actually keeps it nice and cool, so it doesn't overheat, because let's not even go there, right? Another feature that the guys who were presenting the keynote seemed really excited about was being able to touch charge. I'm not a huge fan of it because I'm not gonna go and juice up my buddy. It's not how it works. I want to save my battery life for myself, but the one place where I can see it come in handy is if you do have wireless earbuds that are Qi enabled, right? You can just place them on your phone if you're low on juice, and then you can power these bad boys up just a little bit more. So overall, I know you guys know that Samsung creates super solid devices. I don't need to go into a lot of depth. This is just a quick little, not a review, just a first look of what I got to see. I couldn't record a whole lot of things because there are other people who were wanting to look at the device, and I wanted to be courteous. The Samsung buds are there, so those are pretty nice. Lots of new devices that come along with it. You've got the dual charger, the pad charger. You can just place it and your smartwatch, and you can charge both wirelessly at once, and just a bunch of other little features that you know Samsung always throws at you. It's never a dull moment when you have one of those phones in your hands. Now again, I'm super happy that they do have incorporated USB-C for like super fast charging, and they managed to keep that headphone jack. I'm thankful because you know, brings back the good old days. If you really want to, you can actually amplify the sound and just make an overall better experience by still using the headphone jack. Now, this is where I'm gonna wrap up the video. Super short and sweet. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. Join this channel. More content to come. Super excited. Thank you guys for watching. I have a crap ton of midterms to study for, so I think I'm gonna go hit the books, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.